times. Kia ora. The Right Honourable Winston Peters.
Kia ora, tēnā koutou katoa. Could I just say to the people of Taranaki, who have heard all these statements out of this House these last 48 hours, to consider some of the facts. The Minister in charge of this bill says he came here to do good. His very words. No, he didn't. He came here to make himself a QC by self-appointment on the 13th of December 2012. He used his office as Attorney General to make himself a QC. He never got it from the profession, and surely he wants after this, of course, to get a knighthood and be a judge as well. But he can't win a seat. Now, can I ask you this question? Is anybody in Taranaki mindful of the West Coast leases and what the National Party then offered to the people of Taranaki back in 1997? A lousy 28 million. One party stepped up with its leader and said, no, we'll pay the full price, 60 million, and we did. That's our record, not theirs. Now, on the question of the Kermadex, which is of interest to the people of Taranaki as well, what happened on the Kermadex? Well, they went down and sold out the total legal right under your nose, and the Maori Party was asleep. So before you hug your whānau from around the country, find out their record. Now, Mr. Finlayson told my colleagues...
Order.
Minister Finlayson told my colleagues, and I don't want to hear from that fly boy from Hamilton who wouldn't know a Maori fell over one. Just keep quiet. You, sir, know nothing about the Maori world. I'm talking about bills that I've been aware of since I was a young lawyer in the early 70s. I don't hear from a school teacher like you who knows nothing. Now, back to my point. Mr. Finlayson told my colleagues, he said, don't worry about this provision in the bill. It's identical to the Local Government Act. He said it's identical to the Local Government Act. At that point, my colleague pulled the supplementary order paper on his assurance. Mr. Finlayson, that was false. And I'll prove it to you. That was demonstrably false. And the whip can get up and make any comment he likes, but the reality is I'll prove it on the documents today that what he said was false. Here are the documents. Oh, no, I'm not sitting down. I'll be here long after you're gone, sunshine. I'll be here long after you, because these Maori people up here are not going to be sucked in by your words of integrity and honesty and how you feel all the passion. Boy, I've been around the Maori world a long time, and the last people are going to believe is you. Make no bones about that. Now, you know what the Local Government Act says? Hear these words. The members of a committee or subcommittee may, but need not be, elected members of the local authority, and a local authority or committee may. Now, you go to the bill that he said was identical. This Blackstone of the Antipodes, this leading legal mind alongside Lord Denning from the Commonwealth. He told everybody on the Select Committee that it was the same. But listen to these words. The Council must appoint. This is the bill, sunshine. I'm reading from the bill. Dummy from Gore. Crikey. I'm reading from the bill. The man whose half his elected organisation walked off and joined New Zealand First. And you can see why. In the Deep South, they like the truth. They like honesty. Here we go. The Council must. Is must the word may? Are they the same? Mr. Finlayson, are must and may the same? Well, don't go to the Select Committee and pull a whole lot of flannel and think you're going to get away with it. You're found out, sunshine. And he gets into a little hissy fit. You hear him this morning? All the venom. I came here to do good. Oh, really? What did you do about the Kermadex? Go and ask the people of Ngāpuhi. What did you do with the Kermadex? Ask Ngai Tahu. You thought you could walk through there without them ever finding out. Well, thank heavens, they've got a party called New Zealand First. They've got a party called New Zealand First, and we keep the system honest. This is the bill. Idiot features. Here we are, page 50, all right, 98.3 is what's in the bill. I'm reading it to you. That's how familiar he is, and that man's the whip. He's the organiser. That's right. Now you can see why National's falling in the polls, because that's the kind of Looney Tune disorganised twit that got organised the National Party caucus. But here we go. Here we go. Here's Jerry Brownlee. Here's Jerry Brownlee. Oh, lighten up, sunshine. I can eat you for breakfast. I can eat you for breakfast. Listen to him. Loud mouth. Here he goes. Here is Jerry Brownlee. Here's Jerry Brownlee on Morning Report. He's got asked. He gets asked this. How many national MPs were going to be there on Friday? And you know what he said? Look, I can't go into that because I am not the whip. See, he's the leader of the House. There's Tim. That's the whip there. I know you find this incredulous. I know you find this unbelievable that he could be a whip. But Jerry even consulted with him, and perhaps you got an excuse there. But he says, I am not the whip, and don't have that info in front of me, but it would have been in the vicinity of a sort of 40 people, he said. All right, so we got 40, and we've got 12. What's the problem? Come on, let me ask you this question. If we've got 12, and they've got 40, according to Jerry, plus the Maori Party, plus the Greens, and plus that, why aren't we here tomorrow on this vote? They shut down your right. They shut down your entitlement. They pulled.
Order.
Jerry Brownlee pulled the vote, and Mr. Whip, your bulbous, loudmouth behaviour does you no good at all. I have the transcript here of the committee, of the business committee's workings, and its diary, and it says you're telling bull dust. So leave and go somewhere else. Thank you very much. The House has got better all of a sudden. Mr. Speaker, look, the interviewer's on to it. And she says, if there were 40-odd, wouldn't that, hang on a minute, Mr. Brownlee, if there was 40-odd, wouldn't that give you the numbers? This is from the Morning Report interview this morning, a direct transcript. Guess what Jerry says? He says, I think you're missing the point here. What point would that be? Could the House sit tomorrow, yes or no? He says you're missing the point. But this is the point, though. If you had 75% of the MPs here, which I think is about 44% in National's case, then would you have 44 members? Would you have had the numbers? Listen to this one here. I know the people from Taranaki have heard too much bull dust over the years to fall for this sort of flim-flam from them. Guess what Jerry says? No, because
Order.
Oh, Mr. Brownlee. Sorry.
Thank you, Mr. Peters.
The erstwhile Mr. Brownlee. No, because there is a formula for how you cast your vote. What formula would that be? The people of Taranaki are being taken for a ride right now. Pray tell me the next speaker from there, what formula would that be? Don't laugh. All looking down now, aren't they? Ask the genius, the Blackstone from the Antipodes, the man who thinks he's up there with Lord Denning. What formula, Mr. Minister, would that be? Caught out by his own words. Now, let me say this here. There is nothing to stop this legislation passing today and tomorrow. And my party would be here to make sure it happened, as we said we would. I understand every other party would have been as well, but National and the Maori Party briefly saw a chance to try and make some mileage. Well, it's not going to cut it. Don't shake your head. I know why you do that, because that's how you're born with. That stupid look. Can I just say very clearly, what matters is that in the dark of the night, the government sneaked a provision into legislation which had been voted down dramatically in New Plymouth in May of last year, where 83% of the people of the Taranaki area came out and said they didn't want race-based appointments to council. 83% said that. But not this National Party, having campaigned on Kiwi not iwi, which got them in here. They now are going back to an apartheid-type system where they want under this law to appoint 6 paid for by ratepayers, people onto the council, and none of them will be elected. And this is the home of Sir Peter Buck. Sir Peter Buck, one of the greatest people ever came to this parliament. Maoridom still has that capacity in this parliament, And what you're seeing today, I might tell you, whether you agree or not, is this. There is a party in this parliament where Maori do not regard themselves as being pigeonholed, second-class citizens, or being tabulated by people like the Attorney-General. That party's called New Zealand First, and that's why we're making the stand we're making now.